And welcome back to On the Workbench. Today we're taking a look at lighted outlet covers. A while back I brought you a video about this, which is the Night Angel automatic turn on with a photo sensor here outlet cover. So it gives you a night light, perfect for children's bedrooms, hallways, living rooms, or other places to provide extra light at night. It turns on and off automatically and with no problem. And so this worked well. However, I have in the meantime been on a little bit of an upgrade path, because one of the challenges with this is I found that it seemed like a fair bit of this light was leaking behind. And if you see here on this Night Angel, there's a little bit of a crack here on this LED on the side. I'm not sure how that got there. And it just seemed like this design could be improved. So I went on a little bit of a quest to find something better than the Night Angel. And so what I came up with was this company Vision, was what I came up with next. This is actually really All Trade Tools. All Trade is behind a handful of other tools. And so they've got a toggle light switch cover, and they also offered the regular outlet, as well as there's also the square decorator or the rectangle decorator one as well. And so this is a little bit thicker, still has 3 LEDs, has the photo sensor, but it also has an on-off switch, and is just, to me, built a little beefier. I didn't have any light leaking behind this. And so this was great, and I've liked these. And the on-off has been great, because in our guest bedroom, guests who have stayed and don't want the night light on have been able to turn it off, no problem. Or when we don't have guests at all, we don't leave it on at all, no reason to waste the power. Or if we're gone, we can suggest or set up the right set of lights here to have around the house. That makes sense. But then my wife and I were talking about, well, what about, in the bathroom? So the bathroom, we've got a double set of toggle switches, we've got a GFI outlet, and that doesn't really work so well. Like, this doesn't work. And there's another switch that we've got in our staircase that uses a 3-way switch, so you can control it at different ends of the staircase. And this switch does not work on a 3-way setup. This only works just with a regular switch that you might have in a bedroom with a single switch. Just a basic 2-pole switch. That's all that works with. If you look on the back here, there's the contacts, and they're just on one side of the unit. And so doing some Googling, that led me to this company called SnapPower. And they had a couple interesting products, and they seem to have the most complete lineup of any of these. Now, this is not a sponsored video. I'm not getting paid by SnapPower. I've had to pay out of my own pocket for all of these, so don't worry about that. And so they actually have ones that are GFI or GFCI compatible, where the outlet prongs are actually lower in the unit. They'll work on a GFI. And I believe these also might work on some of the outlets with USB adapters or other similar type outlets. And so I put these in the bathroom. And now one of the other things with these, and I'll show you, I'll cut to a clip here in a moment of this in action, is that these have basically a light bar that emits a series. So there's 6 LEDs in the bottom here, but then there's a little diffuser to diffuse, have a nice soft light beam across. And then this switch here is not just on, off, it's high, low, and off. So you actually have 3 different settings all in the one switch, and that also contains the photo sensor. And so there's the packaging on this, and to get the light bar, it's the Guidelight 2 Plus. SnapPower also makes the Guidelight, I believe that's just the original Guidelight, seems to be more like the Night Angel one with no switch. They've got another one that has a switch, and then they've got these that have the light bar. I'm not sure if the manufacturing is related on all these, but it's very suspicious. But they've got that, which I think is outstanding. And they also have other products that caught my attention that also have that same light bar. So you can also get a light switch. That's good for a 3- or 4-way switch. And if we look at the back, you can see the connectors here go on both sides, because if you've got a 4-way switch, you're going to have connections on both sides with all 4 leads being hot, or you could have 3, and then you could, obviously these do have a top and bottom for where that light bar is. So let's take a look at this one out of the package. And we look at the bottom, we can see that light bar on here with that switch. And so my wife has really liked these SnapPower ones in the bathroom, and that's why I went looking for more of these. And they even have ones for a dual gang switch. You can get dual gang standard switches or the rectangular decorator switches as well. And so this is a double gang. They do not make a triple gang one at this time. They also theoretically have these available in a couple other colors besides white if you need black or almond. They've got some other color options. So SnapPower seems to have the widest variety of these available. And you can see here for this switch here, there's actually connectors on all 4 sides of that switch, even though there's obviously only one side that's going to be up. After reviewing the instructions for this double gang switch, it gave no information about if this is or is not compatible with 3 or 4-way switches. If it is, that would be great. I'm not sure. We'll have to see if that works or not. I don't know if I'll be able to test that or not, but that is something I'd love to see SnapPower be able to correct. So while I've liked these switches, the biggest downside, let's talk about this, is the cost. SnapPower definitely thinks that these are a premium product and wants to charge a premium price. So for each of these ones that are the 2 Plus version that have the soft beam across the bottom, we're looking at about $18 to $20, give or take, for some of the different variants, which I think is pretty high. These Intertech ones, these Vision ones are from Menards are about $8 a pop. For the switch or for the outlet cover are about $8, which I think is a fair price. The Night Angel one was a little bit more than that, but I think jumping to 20 plus having to pay some shipping costs. I know there's some discount codes, but I think they're definitely a little bit pricey and a bit of a premium end, but they do have the most complete set of all these on the market. If they could maybe have a larger run of these, put this in a retail market or a retail channel where we could get these more available and cut down the price, would be great. But as of right now, they are kind of pricey, unfortunately. I wish that wasn't the case because the wife acceptance factor on these has been phenomenal, and that's why I've bought a few more of these. I'm not going to outfit my whole house with them at the moment, even though it would be nice and consistent. The OCD part of me would love to be consistent throughout the house with it. I'm just not going to be able to do that. So one of the other key differences here, if we look at this, if we look at how thin these outlet contacts are to help get into some tight spaces compared to this Vision switch, you can see on the Vision switch just how thick and beefy the contacts are on the side, which is fine. It's definitely rugged, but some boxes don't have a lot of space available to actually be able to get these thicker contacts across, whereas these can go in a pinch, and it would be much easier to be able to drop right in to the outlet. And so with that, let's go take a look at one of these Guidelight 2 Pluses in action in one of the bathrooms. Included in the box and vaguely referenced in the direction was this installation tool, and apparently there's 2 variants. This is only for the switches to help you get the contacts around the switch. It's apparently removable, but I didn't actually have a need to actually use it. I was able to get my switch plates on without needing to use this tool at all. But it does come with it. It doesn't actually come in the package. It just came loosely packed in the box. I find that to be an odd little shipping quirk that they wouldn't actually include this with the package. But I guess it cuts down on costs if the manufacturer is the only one that's actually shipping the product. All right, so now I'm inside one of the bathrooms here with the Guidelight 2 Plus on a GFI outlet in the bathroom. You can see a nice soft diffuse light across that, which just has a nice pleasing feel to it. So we can turn it down. So there's off, low, and high. So we've got those 3 settings, which provides you lots of options, or your guests' options, as they're trying to get around your house. Here's an example of the double gang switch, where it's all the way on high, medium, and off. Works exactly like it should. If I turn the light on, it goes off exactly as it should. Okay, so here is the switch light for the 3 and 4-way switches. Works great. And then I also decided to install the double gang with on the one on the left is the switch that has the power contacts. This is also a 3-way switch with the light in the next room over that way. And so if I turn this off, because it's on a 3-way switch with the right combination, it does deactivate the light. So this is not compatible with 3 or 4-way switches. That is now confirmed. Although it doesn't seem to be causing any problem to the light on the circuit or otherwise disrupting it, so that's at least a positive. The vision ones actually, if you put on the switch onto a three-way, actually cause some flickering and some problems with the circuit. But this doesn't appear to be causing any problems, but I'm going to be moving this to another one just to help avoid that problem. And finally, just for reference, here's one of the vision lights where you can definitely see those distinct 1, 2, and 3 LED beams coming out. There is no low or high setting, just on and off, which is better than no switch. We still get that, that little distinct pattern there of the little triangles, as opposed to that softer, more diffuse light from the Guidelight 2 Plus. So I hope you found this video useful and interesting, and have a great day. Bye.